Hello everyone, you've kind of caught me in a bad spot at the moment. Yeah, don't ask. This has happened. We're back in the safety of the mega factory here, and as you can see, there's been a couple of changes around, which I'll just quickly go walk us through just now actually. This area here has been raised a little bit. We've got some more foundation down. We did that last time, and we've got the train track glitching through the rock there, but it comes round to the train station at the front here, which should be delivering our materials from the oil factory. I'm not sure if there's going to be any trains come by anytime soon. I've got two in motion and they are both working just now. I think one's just heading towards the oil factory and one's heading back, so we may see them at one point. I've just tucked the hub and MAM station into the corner out of the way just now, and the little building over here has been set up just for some, I think it's solid biofuel it's going to produce whenever it's powered up. Yeah, solid biofuel there, and whenever I get better logistics I'll have this setting, taking leaves and taking wood out and just them getting made into these machines. So I'm just going to make a couple of these different types of pods away from the main factory, just over there at the side, and I'll process things like these alien carapace and mycelia into like health, and I'll do stuff for like colour cartridges, just things that aren't too important but I could still automate by putting them to the side there. Some like health and stuff there. In fact, here comes a train right now. Full of some stuff, which is nice of you, son. You go deliver that for me. Inside the main glass building here, obviously I've got this poison rock which has caused me some issue. It keeps killing me as I go near it. It was silly of me to try build around it in the first place, but I'm an idiot. But the spaghetti of the like tracks in here, the conveyors in here, I'm going to need to fix at some point. But this is where the materials are coming from the train, coming down and into them, and then into my storage units there. I was kind of hoping I would see some materials come down, but I think it does take some time. I need to get away from that. Sooner I can get a hazmat suit, the better here. I've got a little siphon chest to the side here, which is taking some of the plastic materials that are coming from the machine. But yeah, you can see a lot of this is backed up already, which is good. It means it is in the, it's been processed in the factory. And yes, this is the little vehicle that I got with some points from the Awesome shop, which obviously I've had a lot of fun on. It definitely drives a lot better on my factory here than it does outside, as I kind of seen, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but I still enjoyed it anyway. In the main factory here, not too much has changed on the bottom. I've still got a lot of constructors. They're still making all the kind of base materials that I require. I am really going to need to think about taking some of these materials out and making external storage somewhere at some point, so that I don't need to worry about these things, or don't need to worry about coming in and looking for them basically. So that'll be a project for another time, I think. Although this end one is making, it's taking Caterium ingots and turning them into quick wire for us here, which I've got quick wire for days as well, and I believe that's getting fed onto the bus happily enough. Yeah, it's gone upstairs there. Actually, which brings me on to the bus. I've redesigned some of the bus a bit. I've basically made it a bit more compact. The bus used to be a bit taller. We can see the, well, maybe I'll go upstairs and look at this better. There we are. Yeah, I've compressed how the bus kind of looks a little bit here. It used to be a lot taller than this. It used to span over onto the second floor, but I've spent some time coming through the whole, this is like the guts of the mega factory. I've compressed how the bus looks in the middle here, so it's a bit shorter, but it actually works to my advantage of me pulling stuff on and away from it as well. And I've also brought my hyper tubes out from the centre just because things were getting quite congested in there, so they just take me, like they run up and down the corridor here. On this floor here we've got assemblers, and they're making a bit more complex parts. Nothing too much has changed here. I'll head along to the other side. I don't think much has changed at all, although you can see in the middle here that some resources or some of these conveyor lines are now a bit bare, but that's because of what's been happening upstairs that I'll get to soon. But yeah, we're needing some more materials to get produced and come up here a bit faster. The machines are doing an okay job at producing them, as you can see. They're coming up pretty fast. This is actually the speed of the belts at the moment, so I really can't wait to start getting into Mark IV aluminium conveyor belts to help speed this up a bit here, because I'm definitely needing it. Look at that nice view, eh? I'll get to that in a second. But on this floor around here, this is quite an important floor. This is where all the materials to go into the space elevator to upgrade it have been created. So this is the smart plating. They're doing fine and air. I've brought little conveyors out just to kind of see what are being made in these separate pods. I believe this is the versatile plating, and next door to it should be complex wiring, or whatever it's called. Automated wiring. And there's a new pod next door to him. These are making adaptive control units, which are quite tricky to make, actually. They are taking the circuit boards and heavy modular frames and computers, as well as automated wiring. This is quite a chunky boy to make in terms of how many resources we need. But I've got enough of them at the moment processing through the factory. In fact, if I come onto the main line here, may just see them come down eventually. Here they are, right there. This line will get a bit thicker and fuller, but here's some of them there. And this line will, as I said, get a bit fuller the more I've made, because I think I've got all that's required for the next tier upgrade actually. And this is the last of the space elevator materials being created here. These are my modular engines, and I also believe these are quite intensive to make. Motors, rubber and smart plating for them. Very, very slow. But these are coming from the big manufacturers that I've got set up here, which are not too bad, just very slow to produce. These two pods here, this used to have Nobelisk in it, and it used to be producing Nobelisk, but I don't really need Nobelisk coming out onto the bus. There's no real reason for me to have as much Nobelisk as I've got. So I do have some spare lines on the bus here, which used to have Nobelisk and black powder, which is in the pod beside it, on it, and I've removed those, and there'll be some of those smaller like pods I'll put outside basically, because they're just player related materials. They do not need to be used in any other production here, so they don't need to come onto a line. So I've essentially saved myself 2 assemblers here, and I'll rebuild them back outside eventually. So this is the very top floor that I'm now on, and again I've got some more manufacturers here. I believe this top floor is all the big manufacturer machines. These pods are massive, they take a lot of room to do things here. This one will make me crystal oscillators if I can finally get raw quartz into the build, into the main factory here, which I will hopefully do that as soon as possible actually. But this one is making those oscillators, which are quite handy for other builds. The rest of the space here is just open for me to make more pods for other builds, but across the way. And here we've got heavy modular frames being created, and they're very, very slow as well. These are requiring steel pipes, which a lot of things are taking steel pipes at the moment to build, so they're being produced very, very slowly. But I've been siphoning some off as well, just so that I've got some of my own. Next door to it, we have got computers being made, and it's really plastic that's letting me down here. I know I've got 100 plastic there, but plastic for the circuit boards are really starting to cause me a headache. Plastic overall is causing me a headache. I'll show you the oil factory. I'm needing to do something with it. It's really not efficient at all. In here, making beacons, that's what we've just seen on the conveyor belt. They'll be fine. I'm going to need lots of beacons eventually. So they're being produced one more time, and that's the end of the factory there. Yeah, that's all the kind of basic materials that are now being made and produced in the factory. So why don't I go show you the sub-oil factory that I've got. Oh, hello. Yes, this now happens as well actually. I've built up so high that he kinda does that. Right, that's has arrived at the oil station. I'll let you pass, then I'll jump over quickly. There we go. And this is the kind of outpost for our oil at the moment, which is producing us the petroleum coke, rubber and plastic, all from this one extractor here, who's doing absolutely fine. He's given us crude oil, which is coming out and getting split in half. Half is going into the 4 machines here, the 4 refineries, and the other half going into the 3 refineries here. This one is taking the crude oil, making us rubber, and giving us heavy oil as an output as well. This one's doing plastic and giving us heavy oil as an output. And with the heavy oil residue, we're turning that into petroleum coke, which I have changed the steel production back home to use petroleum coke instead of normal coal. So it's using petroleum coke at a really fast rate back at the mega factory, and unfortunately this is not producing quick enough, so I will need to fix that. And these ones here, it comes into this one to begin with. He is making us our polymer resin, but he's also making us fuel as a residue output, which we use the polymer resin and water. Just from the back there you might be able to just see the extractor popping out there, but he's using the polymer resin and water here to make his rubber, similar here to make his plastic, and he's coming here to make us some of this fabric as well, which I'm actually going to take out at the moment. Because of this here making us the fuel as an output as well, it stops producing any of this polymer stuff whenever the fuel's kind of full here. So these stop getting any inputs to make more plastic and rubber, and the fuel is getting put into these storage containers here, which I need to keep coming back, and I need to do a full pipe network flush and take out all of the fuel there, just so this starts back up. There you go, you can see the fluids dropping back down, and then it will produce more as it flows back into these reservoirs here at the moment. And this is what I'm really needing to now fix. I now need to find a use for the fuel here, which I believe I will do, which I believe I will find the way of doing that from some new upgrades. So I'm going to go look at some upgrades. Okay, so the next upgrade that I'm really looking to get is for alternative fluid transport, and this is going to let me package some of those items there, like package the oil, but mostly package the fuel here. It's very easy. I've got a lot of these materials there, so I'll be able to do that quickly. And gas mask, similar, that's why I brought the fabric with me. So I'm going to quickly go get those materials and do this upgrade. And there we go, alternative fluid transport, good.
Milestone reached. Fluids can now be packaged to allow for transportation via vehicle and conveyor belts.
Right, and while it's away, I'm going to check my MAM for any upgrades that I can do until it comes back, and then I'll get that other upgrade. Right, Caterium. I have got all of that material actually. I can get myself an AI limiter. Actually, I'll need to do that before I can go to the smart splitter, which is what I'm actually needing. And 300 of them as well. Okay, I can go get those materials quick. Okay, 3 seconds for an AI limiter, perfect. Good. There we go. And then I can maybe now make high-speed connectors as well. Oh, I've got enough materials for it, let's just do that, 3 seconds as well. There we go, we've got a high-speed connector too. Oh wow, getting lots of unlocks here. Supercomputer down the bottom here is going to require AI limiters and the new high-speed connectors and computers. That's fine, well I need to make some factory pods up to make an AI limiter and high-speed connector. What about the smart splitter? Again, I'm going to need some AI limiters for that. Good, right. Well, now I need to wait 5 minutes on both those upgrades finishing. Oh, I should also say that I've got Blade Runners on, that's why I'm running about this factory a lot faster and jumping a lot further than I used to. I got the Caterium upgrade for it the other day as well, which has made traversal so much nicer. Hello you, you're back in nice timing here then. Come on in so we can look at some of these upgrades. Okay, and I'm just sending him straight back out so I can get a gas mask. Give me that. Then I can fix inside there.
Milestone reached. Gas masks and filter parts will ensure increased odds of survival in gas-based hazardous environments.
Right, the AI limiter is here in the assembler, of which, oh, very easy to make actually. That's quick wire and copper plating, or copper sheets. I can do that. In fact, I've got machines upstairs set up for that just now. Let's go do that quickly. Right, let's change this from black powder then to an AI limiter. Copper sheets and quick wires, fine. I'll change these ones very quickly. Good, right, that's all the materials in there, so this should now produce us these AI limiters when it all builds up. Come on, quick wire. There we go, good, right, there's AI limiters. Now, what was the other thing we needed? High-speed connectors are in the big manufacturer here. Okay, they're not too difficult to make either. I'm gonna need to make a pod for this quickly though. Right, you come out the way. Let's build a new pod. There we go. All set up. Let's get some power into you then, which will come into the middle here and put a power pole down, and same with your friend and this chap as well. And let's connect you all up. I'm actually going to maybe need to think about how much power I'm using here. Although I've got 3.6 gigawatts of power being produced, I know these manufacturers are beasts, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough to have so many on here, especially 3 at a time per pod as I'm doing. In fact, how much am I using at the moment? Oh, right. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that much. 2.5 gigawatts. I've still got spare, but that's gonna become an issue at some point here. Oh, great. Okay, I can see some materials going in there. I don't think we've got enough circuit boards coming in at the moment because we are at a lack of plastic, which we will tackle next. But I believe this machine should now be making its high-speed connectors. Yep, if it had circuit boards. Good. Right, that's the 2 new materials there. We've got empty canisters that are being produced in a constructor, which is fine, and they're taking plastic. So I think this is what I'm now going to need to go back to the oil factory and put down some constructors so we can package some of this fuel and maybe hopefully get some plastic here running a bit better, because this factory's needing a lot of plastic.